of hatred, ideological hatred.
Yeah. What's that I hear now ringing in my ears? I've heard that sound before.
That disturbs me.
What's that I hear now ringing in my ears? I hear it more.
Media Monitors is a weekly show I'll be hosting in order to inform the public and keep an eye on the media in the United States.
And with the rise of the internet, the far left now dominates the liberal agenda.
Here I am at Manhattan Neighborhood Network doing my own show.
The mainstream media really represent elite interests, and they serve those elite interests in a way that can be described as carrying out a propaganda function.
The most commonly repeated theory is that the media tilt towards the left or to the liberal end of the political spectrum. What's curious about this view is that there's almost no evidence to support it.
All right, now that we've narrowed the agenda to the one acceptable question, are the media too liberal, let's have a look at the way it's argued. If you want to show that, you would look at the media product and you would try to demonstrate that it reflects a slant or a distortion supporting a liberal agenda. Nobody does this. That would take a little work, and besides, if you did it, you'd immediately fall on your face because it works the other way. So what's done is to produce a proposal which is so idiotic that you have to wonder at the cynicism of the people who are putting it forth and their contempt for the population. The proposal is the following. Let's ask how journalists vote. Okay, so we find, let's say, 80% of them vote Democratic. Okay, we've now proven the media are too liberal. It proves nothing. First of all, no matter what, even if the facts are right, it proves zero. You could find that 99% of the journalists are members of the Socialist Workers' Party, or some Maoist group, and that in itself would prove nothing about the media output. The issue is whether the media are free. Are the media, by their institutional structure, free to allow expression of opinion from whatever source and looking at any topic and so on and so forth?
No, I think it's clear that there's first of all, as you pointed out earlier, that the overwhelming majority of reporters voted for John Kerry, voted for Al Gore, voted for George McGovern, for that matter, way back years ago. So the underlying bias of the elite media is somewhere in the 85 or 90% range. I think people generally accept that.
For I stole California from the Mexican land, fought in the bloody Civil War. Yes, I even killed my brothers and so many others, but I ain't marching anymore. For I marched to the battles of the German trench in a war that was bound to end all wars.
We know what it means when the media is owned by 2 or 3 or 4 gigantic entities. It's very obvious why that is a danger to journalism, to free expression, to the very democracy that is the founding principle of the United States. That the issues that free press deals with are fundamentally the challenges and the problems from abuse of private power. We are dealing with the fact that an increasingly small number of companies, telephone and cable companies, are in a position where they are carrying, examining, moving almost all of American speech. The founders were obsessed with the problem they saw before, and that was the abuse of public power by the king. They saw very clearly that they needed to set up safeguards to prevent the government from becoming a dictatorship.
Disgusting.
But the problem with the Constitution is that it wasn't clear at the time, and it wasn't fully understood, the degree to which this would become a unified economy, and the degree to which private power would become as much a threat to this country as abuses of public power?
Pretty much every day, that there is a group of people who are invested in America's defeat in one of the most important conflicts in our nation's history. And being invested in defeat as an American, I don't care if you're a reporter, a commentator, or a business person, how have we gotten to this point in this country?
Because of
regardless
hatred,
what people think
ideological hatred.
How have we gotten to this point in this country?
Of hatred, ideological hatred.
Yeah.